Intro to Lesson 9, Poetry and Pollinators. Hello students, great work last month observing our whole garden ecosystem community working together in our thriving spring garden. Spring is a great time to learn about a very important part of our garden ecosystem, our pollinator friends. We're also celebrating National Poetry Month during April. Poetry and pollinators is a perfect combination for school garden learning. Pollinators are helpful insects, animals, and birds who transfer or move pollen from flower to flower. The transfer of pollen allows seeds and new plants to be reproduced or made. This process is called pollination. Pollinators include bats, bees, hummingbirds, butterflies, beetles, and did you know wind can pollinate? Pollinators are an important part of the garden ecosystem. People and plants depend on pollinators. 75% of plants require pollination to reproduce. Pollinators depend on people to make sustainable decisions and provide them healthy habitats. Pollinators depend on plants for food and shelter. Foods which require pollination. Fun fact, pollination is responsible for 1 in every 3 bites of food that we eat. All of the parts of the flower work together during the pollination process. We will examine the path that pollen takes through the flower to produce new seeds and fruits. The end result of pollination is fertilization. Both flowers and pollinators are shaped with features which help them do the job of pollination. The function of plants and animals in nature determines their form. Flowers attract pollinators or cause them to come closer. With their brightly colored petals, the outer part of flowers, and the sweet scent of nectar, the liquid in the center of flowers. Pollinators have specialized eyes which see the colors and markings on flower petals differently than people. While we're learning about pollinators and flowers, it's the perfect time to get inspired by nature and write poetry in the school garden. We will learn about different forms of poetry. We will write using literary tools. We will enjoy our poetry, and we will read and write poetry inspired by nature. This April, we can look forward to many fun activities in the school garden. Spring flowers and searching for signs of the spring season, reading and writing poetry, flower part identification and pollen study, our poetry, and garden observations and pollination in action. See you soon in the spring garden. Let's go, Bulldog Gardeners.